Today I'm going to talk about Mcig, a stock I could write volumes about. It had horrific quarterly reports, but also some genuinely positive announcements. The share price recently shot up 42%, which is the stock's only real surge since the first week of April. And they even have Rick Ross as brand ambassador. That has to count for something, right? Then why is it that the price will probably drop again? Okay, let me start over. Put plainly, this year has been Mcig's best. Their press release says so, but most of the time, those same press releases are misleading. Let me illustrate this. This release is from September 19th. As you can see, it announces that there's 1,500% increase in revenues since last year. Okay, that's actually true, but later on down in the release, there's this line. Due to one-time non-cash stock-based compensation charges, the company will not be reporting an adjusted net profit. So when I read this, I immediately knew. There's just one reason a company proudly presents its revenues, but not net profit or loss. Mcig's latest quarter report was filed on the same date, and true enough, I was right. The bottom line was a net loss of $1 million. On the other hand, though, cash was reported at $226,000. Total current assets were $2.1 million, and total current liabilities were at a surprisingly low $7,000. The infamous revenues were $200,000. Overall, it's still a bad report because $1 million in net loss is always bad. There's the silver lining at least. Revenues aren't the only thing that grew. The assets went up massively. Which brings us to the recent rise. Having grown a bit, it seems Mcig now feels confident enough to unveil a new subsidiary, Mcig CBD Technologies, that would develop a new line of products called Mcig Plus. After this unveiling, as we mentioned before, the share price jumped up 42%, reaching 31 cents per share. Clearly, it's a good sign for the company, although why Mcig wants to strain itself more when it's still on a loss is unknown. There's just one more thing to report at the moment. Back in our original video, I hinted that there was some potential for foul play with some preferred shares. You won't understand what I'm talking about unless you acquaint yourself with the story. The latest quarterly report states that Mcig CEO Mr. Rosenberg agreed to a new lockup agreement in effect until April 30th, 2015. My concern was left in the dust. It seems Mr. Rosenberg has been playing straight with investors, which is great. Now, the only current problem is how much traders from the recent boom believe in the company. Time and time again, we've seen such rises collapse within days. This is Martin Nadenov for HotStock.com.
I have a small amount of money to invest and I want to gamble in the market. I'm looking for a penny stock that'll go up and turn it into $100,000 or $1 million.